Hello, it is Tuesday check-in, and I'll be honest, I was going to kind of share with you some of the things I did in the studio today, but there's something else that's coming up a little bit stronger. And the stuff I did in the studio today, to be honest, it felt mostly mechanical. I was framing a canvas piece for my booth, starting some greeting card backgrounds, working on a painting, just had to lay some layers down. I was working on these little objects of contemplation. I don't know. I'll be sharing those on the blog later this week. But I'm going to save that because there's something else that's been coming up today to share, and really something that's been coming up for the past week. And I think that it's maybe like one of those energy in the air kind of things, because this is a really important thing for creatives, for artists, for visionaries, for anybody who is choosing, for whatever reason, to live or navigate life in a way that is out of the norm, that's not in the conventional thinking. And I've had a couple friends reach out to me this week on this, and it's a topic that is coming up for several of the women that I'm mentoring this year, and it comes up for me as well on a personal basis. And it ends up, of course, this week, if you're astrologically inclined, was a full moon, a super moon. It was a Pisces moon, and I'm a double Pisces, so let me tell you, that Pisces energy it's like an ocean whirlpool of emotions, and all this stuff is turning around in there, and you don't really know what's what or why or where, and you can't really get your hands on any of it, and you're just kind of going with the current. And it can feel very very ungrounded, because it's watery. It's very much watery energy. And so I think a lot of us were maybe feeling that this week. I know I was, off and on. So it took some real practices to stay grounded myself. But it was curious to me that several people reached out to me feeling particularly isolated as creatives this week. Isolated and or loneliness comes up a lot in this type of thing. And part of it, I think, here's my take, is that artists and creative type people, visionaries, we see things in a different way. We see a big picture. We see connections that maybe other people don't. Not that they can't, or they see connections that we don't, of course, but this is what it is. So we often feel disconnected from people that we meet that are out there, and we find it difficult to connect, difficult to have conversations, because creative types, for instance, we talk, let me be your example here, we talk in a non-linear fashion a lot of times, and that can be really difficult for people to follow. And sometimes they don't want to. They don't want to talk about the things we talk about, the macro and the micro and all that stuff. And what we see is we see things that need to be revealed. We see beauty that we need to embrace. We see hope. We see things that need to change. And we feel, as artists or creatives or expressive people, that that's part of our duty, part of our art, part of our job, part of our work in the world, our gift to the world, is to express those things that we see that may be different from convention or the normal way of looking at things in culture or what have you. So what I want to say today to artists, to creatives, to visionaries, whatever label or term you call yourself, is that I see us as sort of warriors of vision, warriors of spirit. It is super important that we stand in our power with how we see, and super important that we realize also that seeing how we see, that seeing how you see, is enough. That you don't have to prove anything to anybody, and you don't have to convince anybody of anything. See the world how you see it. Let the beauty pull you in. Let the spaces where transformation is needed pull you in. See that. Talk about it. But you don't have to try to bring somebody in to see that who's not open or ready to. Just by being you, by loving what you love and seeing how you see and letting that reflect from how you live in life, that is enough. Sometimes others will see it because you do that. Other times they won't, but that's okay. That's none of your business. Your business is seeing how you see it and showing and expressing how you express it through your art or your work in the world or your family life, or however that is. So I really feel like our job as artists is to just continue to love what we love and let what we love be enough, and to keep our energy clean, to keep checking in with our mind, our body, our spirit, our environment, and to say to ourselves, is this feeling in alignment? Is this feeling in alignment? Is this feeling in alignment? What needs a little more tending right now? And how can I do that? That becomes your art as well. How you maintain that clean and clear energy for yourself as a channel or a vessel, I suppose, for the expression of how you see the world and how you see things in beauty and hope and discord and all of that, how you are expressing those to come through. You have to keep that clear in order for that to come through and to transmit in the best way it can. And that's the way that it has a shot at being received in a way that will inspire or change or add to and all of that. And then I also want to add to that just a little side note, that even if you're not totally in alignment with those things, if you're feeling off over here but okay over here, or off all the way around, just keep coming back to your art. Keep choosing to express what you express and how you see, and choosing to expand how you see, to expand your comfort, to trust your process, right? Trust your process. Keep just doing that, even if you don't know what good it is, because what you are doing and how you're seeing is something bigger working through you. And as long as you keep showing up to your expression or your service or how you bring that to the world, you are adding to the changing world, to the beauty, to the shifting vision and the shifting perspective and the shifting ways of living that are happening all around us. So, yeah, keep checking in with your vision. Keep checking in with your values, with your truth, which we talked about a little bit last week. Choose to live guided by your understanding of your truth in that day, even as it changes from day to day, rather than choosing to live guided by the desire to look consistent, right? So keep choosing your truth and don't hold yourself back, And so for the feelings of isolation, I just want to say, if and when you find the people you connect with, reach out to them in those moments of isolation as best you can. Or maybe it's not always people. Sometimes I know for me, a deep one is getting out into nature, a space away from my home or my studio or that busyness of life, but getting out and connecting with a river or a tree or the birds and being present. So when you're feeling isolated like that, choose presence first of all. And then choose to find, if you don't have one or two or three creative type friends or connections that can support you, find them or reach out to them and connect to them in those moments when you're feeling isolated and say, you know what, I'm feeling like this. Because chances are they're going to have something to say to you that is going to pull you back in. Or just by you reaching out, it's going to give them a chance to say something that they also need to hear as well. Which is what I found this week, is that reciprocation, that as people reached out to me and vulnerably voiced this issue for being a creative person and a visionary person in a world that sometimes is hard to be completely ourselves in, I had the chance to check in with my own vision and my own values and my truth about this. And remember why it is that I believe it's so very important that if we feel the calling to live as a creative or an artist or somebody out of convention, that we continue to do that, like warriors of spirit or warriors of vision, warriors of creativity. So, yeah, that's what I have for you this week. Thank you for being here.